Kwame found himself surrounded by an angry crowd. The revelation of Kwame's friendship with a mermaid had ignited a firestorm of accusations and demands for punishment. A relentless drought had gripped the land, leaving the once thriving village in a state of despair. Rivers, once teeming with life, now trickled weakly through dry earth. The crops, once green and promising, wilted under the scorching sun. The people looked to the sea for food, but the fish became even harder to find. Desperation seeped into the hearts of the men as they faced dwindling resources and an uncertain future. The villagers searched for someone or something to hold responsible for this drought. With the revelation that Kwame's fishing success was due to his friendship with a mermaid. To many, it became clear. The mermaid was the cause of the drought that had plagued their once thriving land. The chief raised his hand, silencing the angry crowd. Men, please. We must first locate this mermaid to address the drought that plagues our village. Kwame, tell us where we can find her so that we may put an end to this hardship. Kwame's heart raced as he struggled to find the words. He couldn't betray Amina, his friend and ally. I cannot, he stammered, his voice barely audible. A respected farmer stepped forward, his voice dripping with disdain. We cannot trust the words of this man anyway. Let us not waste our time. I, Obi, have suffered greatly because of this drought. I pledge 3 gold coins to anyone who brings me the head of that drought-causing mermaid. The crowd erupted into cheers at the promise of riches. 3 gold coins were a small fortune, enough to tempt even the most skeptical villager. With greed and desperation fueling their actions, the men hastily dispersed from the meeting, clamoring to be the first to capture the elusive mermaid and claim their reward. You are watching the Tales of the Savanna. Subscribe and be part of the tribe. Now, let's get back to the story. Amina's mother noticed a change in her daughter's behavior. Amina seemed always in a hurry, leaving early in the morning and returning late in the day. Her mother grew worried. Amina, where do you go every day? Her mother asked. I've made a friend. Amina exclaimed, excitement bubbling in her voice. What friend, Amina? Her mother inquired. I'll tell you later, Amina giggled, grabbing her basket to leave. Her mother smiled, curious about her daughter's newfound friend. As usual, Amina arrived early for her meeting with Kwame. However, as she swam towards the surface, she noticed several boats above. Weeks ago, on the fateful day when she had been caught by Kwame's net, Amina had noticed the familiar outline of a boat above her. She had seen these shadows many times before, but curiosity got the best of her that day. Moving closer to investigate, she suddenly felt herself being helplessly pulled upward by a net. Before she knew it, she found herself face to face with a human, a creature she had been warned countless times not to interact with. Now presently, something felt off with these strange boats, and a sixth sense urged her not to go up. Amina began retreating home, troubled by what she saw. Upon returning home with a basket of fish, her mother questioned her abundance of catch. Why did you catch so much fish, Amina? We only hunt what we need, her mother scolded. It's not for me, mother. It's for my friend, Amina said sadly, her eyes filled with sorrow. Tell me more about your friend, her mother, Azra, urged gently. Amina, feeling defeated, started to cry. She confessed about meeting a human fisherman who had caught her in his net. Azra was stunned but tried to remain calm, seeking to understand the situation. So, your friend is a human male? As in, a person with 2 legs? Azra sought clarification. Yes, Amina confirmed. I begged him to let me go in exchange for fish. Azra was speechless, but she needed to know more. What happened today? Why didn't you give him the fish? When I got to our meeting spot, there were too many boats. It felt dangerous, so I turned back. Maybe I'll see him tomorrow, Amina said hopefully. Azra, surprising herself, remained calm. It's not safe to see this human anymore. But I'll talk to him on your behalf and ask him to release you from your promise. Consider it lifted. Amina felt relieved, the weight of the promise lifted from her shoulders. Thank you, she whispered. Azra watched her daughter swim away, her heart heavy with concern. As she looked up at the boats, at Amina's meeting spot with the human, her eyes filled with rage. She could hear their careless conversations about the 3 gold coins for Amina's head. Azra was ready to bring them war. As the Merworld Council gathered, Azra, Amina's mother, spoke urgently about the looming danger. She shared her worry, hinting at the ominous plans she overheard from the boats. Whispers of claiming 3 gold coins for capturing Amina. The council members listened in shock. Eniton, a council member, acknowledged Azra's concern. "Thank you for bringing this matter to the council. But I worry that bringing war to the humans might create more problems for us," he expressed. Agreement echoed among the members. Another council member stood up. "We cannot let them hunt us. We have to show force. The sea is our home, they are guests here. We have never brought war to their land." Murmurs of agreement rippled through the assembly. The Mayor King, sitting in silence, listened to all sides of the arguments. Finally, he spoke. "Members of the council, the humans deal with a drought, and I understand their plight. However, I draw the line at them hunting us. I have a responsibility to you, my people, to protect you and ensure your safety. War is not my first option, but I cannot say no to a good battle." The king smiled, reflecting on his past as a formidable warrior. The council fell silent, respecting the king's decision and awaiting his next move. The night air was cool, and the tired men grew weary of hunting the mermaid. Initially, they thought it would be an easy task, but the elusive creature proved otherwise. Some men gave up early, sensing the futility of their quest, but many persisted. "What would you do with the money?" one man asked another as they discussed their plans for the gold coins. Suddenly, a figure emerged on the horizon. "Humans, I request an audience with your leader," the voice boomed, startling the men. Soon, they were surrounded by mermaids in the water, and no one dared to cast their net. "I am their leader," the chief called out, his voice trembling. "What is your business here?" asked the Mayor King, his eyes meeting the gaze of the leader. The chief stammered, mentioning something about gold coins and lost treasure but dared not speak of the bounty. "Well," said the Mayor King, "I can confirm there is no treasure in these waters that does not belong to me." The chief stammered again, citing the drought, the rains, the rivers, and the fish. "We do not control the weather," the Mayor King sternly replied, "but we can influence some elements. Your drought is not our doing. However, we will help you on one condition." The chief nodded, eager to hear the condition. "My people must never be caught by your nets. If they are, they must be released immediately. We are a people of peace, but we are also a people of war," the Mayor King declared, his voice booming. The men remained silent, in awe of the surreal experience. In the days and weeks that followed, rain fell, rivers filled, and fish returned. The humans learned to respect the sea and the fierce creatures within. Some fishermen vowed never to cast a net again, fearing they might catch a mermaid. Kwame never saw Amina again but was grateful for having met her. The once divided villagers now united in awe and understanding. As Azra watched Amina sleep that night, she felt lucky that her daughter had not vanished the day she was caught by Kwame. On the other hand, as Amina slept, her dreams carried her to enchanting lands. She found herself wandering through bustling markets filled with vibrant colors and lively chatter. Her dream then ascended to the majestic mountains, their peaks touching the heavens. Amina stood atop the highest summit, the crisp mountain air kissing her face. "Maybe one day," Azra whispered, "I will tell you about the war that you almost caused." Amina smiled in her sleep, feeling the warmth of her mother's love. Blissfully unaware of the events that had happened that day. And that, my dear tribe members, concludes the story of Kwame the fisherman and Amina the mermaid. If you'd like to catch up on the first part of this tale, please check the description of this video for a link to part 1. Thank you for watching our story, The Hunt for the Mermaid, and we hope you enjoyed it. What lessons did you draw from this story? Share your thoughts with us in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe and be part of the tribe. Thank you for watching The Tales of the Savanna. We will see you next time, in the Savanna.